आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः कुन्देन्दुतुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रामृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतं शङ्करं प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा
It's time to listen to our first speaker of the day, Mr. N.S. Srinath. He has a BE Mechanical from IIM Bangalore. He is associated with Merck since 1989. 32 experience in varied profiles like sales, technical services, operations, site management in different countries like USA, UK, Germany, and India. Currently, he is working as director for Shared Business Services of Merck Life Science, a global delivery center managing a team of over 2,000 employees. On board of studies and honorary visiting faculty to RV College of Engineering, Bengaluru. He is working as a core committee member of Sri Shankara Cancer Hospital, a charitable hospital at Bengaluru. Privileged to have you with us, sir, and I request you to address the gathering on the topic biochemical world and pharma industry. Over to you now.
Thank you, Dr. Netra. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Thank you. So first and foremost, a big thanks to Padma Shri Institute, one of the institutes which is closer to my heart. I have been watching the development. I have been associated from last few years, and I've been closely following the kind of work and the kind of emphasis what is being given for the students and the curriculum and the overall development. So today topic is very close to my heart, and also again speaking to the students is something which is a passion to me. The reason is they are our future, because they are the future of the country, they are the future of the family, they are the future for themselves. And most importantly, this is a turning point in one's life, because actually, ideally speaking, after 10th itself, we should be having these kind of probably the discussions with the students so that they will make the right choice. And even now, it is not late, because after PU, what's next? Because if you see historically, either students get into engineering or medical, and today the computer science, only 3 or 4 branches. And to some extent, people with a lot of passion for science, they go to the basic science or else the fundamental science, and they start working towards that and gaining knowledge and doing better and better. Today, I have a few slides to share with you all, just to give my perspective, because I've been working with students as a honorary professor. I'm coaching a few students, I'm mentoring a few students, and I do have a few students as MTech students who comes for the projects with me to do the project. And every time whenever a student requests for internship, in one or the other way, we try to accommodate them and give them a proper guide to drive them to a betterment. So having said all that, uh, this is something what the reason why I'm speaking to you all is we all have the corporate social responsibility to develop the next generation, and they are the future of the country. And that's one of the reason why I'm very proud to be associated with Padma Shri Institute, and also to be speaking to you all at this point of time. So I will start sharing a few slides with you, and any questions from you, definitely it is most welcome. And I would like to take the answer, again, answer you if there are any specific doubts or any specific clarification. In case if I'm able to, I'll be able to answer right away. In case if I'm not able to, definitely I'll come back to you. Two things all the students should keep in mind, especially for today's session and from now on for the future. One is there is nothing called as a foolish question. Whenever you are spending time in learning, be selfish. There can be a foolish answer. Say, suppose you ask a question to me, and if I'm not able to answer you, but still I wanted to show that I know, or else I just wanted to answer. So I give an answer. So there can be a foolish answer, but there will never be a foolish question, because this question is very relevant for you and for your growth. And that's one of the reasons why you are asking. The second point, which I also want to make it clear to students, is in all the times I say that you shouldn't be selfish. You should not be selfish. But while learning, I always insist that the students should be selfish, because the learning is forever. And being selfish is something important, because you have devoted your time to learn something. And most of the time when you ask questions, you might be thinking that how do I look like? Probably I look like I do not know about it. And so we hesitate to ask the questions in the group. But take it from me, in most of the sessions, whatever I address, or else in the classes, whatever I handle, it looks that when you ask this specific question, take it from me, at least 70% of the classes wouldn't know the answer. And they wouldn't dare to ask this question, and they wanted somebody to start with. And if you ask this question, everybody gets benefited. So there is nothing called as a foolish question. Be selfish and ask questions which are relevant, because this is relevant to you, and probably others might also may not have an answer. And through you, they will be learning. So with this, let us get back to today's topic. Whatever you do in life, one thing which I wanted to convey is always be curious. Whatever stream you pick up, curiosity is the mother of any of these topics, what you pick up. Because if you are not curious, curious minds will not generate ideas, curious minds will not be able to learn new aspects of life. And curiosity is something which is the base or the foundation for anything and everything what you do in your life. So for me, every day, every aspect, every thought process, whatever you have, you need to be curious, and you need to look at it. Why is it being explained in this way? So having said that, I just wanted to understand, and can you look at it? What is the diversity in professions? How many professions are there in this? Because you might have seen, definitely somebody might be seeing probably a white coat and a stethoscope, must be a doctor, somebody, again, a pilot, probably There are a few other topics, a few other professions which I have put over here. Can you evaluate how many professions are in this? There are more than 18, equal to or greater than 18 in this. But is this limited? Unfortunately not. These are some of the professions which most of us commonly jump into. But for me, there is something beyond this. Why do you think the different profession exists? The first and foremost, what I feel is as a society, different profession helps us to maintain our living standards, extremely important. And for me, the second point is much more important. It fulfills our passion because nobody does, and you as students, because gone are those days, maybe if we would have spoken about 30, 40 years back, or else even 2 or 3 generations back, it would have been right to mention that everybody works for their living. But today, the working is beyond living. And it is more important that is to fulfill one's passion. Because passion is one which brings in curiosity, and curiosity is one which makes you to learn something beyond what you are learning today, and that takes you to the newer heights and greater places. Having said that, do you think salary drives or the choice of drives the choice or the passion? According to me, both. But for me, if you have a passion, salary comes automatically over a period of time. But it is not the vice versa, because there are some whom I have come across, highly paid, but still they are not happy with the job because they are not passionate. They are in a wrong place. So, having said that, it's extremely important that you follow your passion. So, for me, it's extremely important to understand what are the favorite career options when you are evaluating or choosing one. For me, there are different groups and there are different segments. And if you are evaluating this, if you see, we have engineering, approximately 23% of the students get into engineering, approximately close to 12% gets into accounts and finance, around 9.5 to 10% gets into computer application and IT. Again, 8% into medicine, management around 6.5 to 7%. Law is around 4.5. The remaining others is 29.8, which is quite good. Unfortunately, in India, this is the myth. But unless until you become a computer engineer or else a doctor, you don't have a career. This is a myth. If you see in foreign countries, why so many innovation comes in those Western countries when compared to India, is primarily everybody follows their passion. They don't follow just a career, because here what happens is every colleges, every universities, we develop people, we just give them degrees. We do not make them ready for following their passion, for doing something which they are having a passion and which they are good at it. Because especially when we are hiring, I see this gap from the industry, for the industry, when we hire especially freshers. When they come for an internship, normally the internship should be in such a way that there will be some learning for the students, and only the application part they need to enrich, because they need to know what are the applications, and only enrichment happens when they do the internship. But unfortunately, most of the time when we have students for the internship, it's the fundamentals are missing and the basic principles are missing, because they wouldn't have followed their passion. So for me, the others, if we can increase the bandwidth of others from 30% to probably 60 to 70 or 80%, that's the time where India will be in line with some of the developed countries like America or Germany or other countries and Israel, where so many innovation happens and they come up with the latest technologies. So as I did mention, over 70% of the students consider only 7 career options and are unaware about the other career opportunities which they have. So just to get back to the fundamentals, today, if you see, you need to start somewhere and you need to follow some of the basics as per your passion. If your passion is in biology, again, please get into that. There are so many streams in biology. If you are good at botany, please proceed. And there are so many options. Zoology is there, microbiology is there, anatomy is there, agricultural science growing big. Even though in the past we were an agricultural country, but our production, when compared to most of the other countries, is still lagging. So there's a huge opportunity in agriculture and environmental biology. We all know why it is so important, especially it is the need of the hour. With respect to biochemistry, you know that molecular biology is there, cell biology is there, plant biochemistry is there, immunobiology is there, enzymology, which is really becoming important, animal biochemistry, genetics, and metabolism. Each one has a huge career opportunities. In chemistry, you know that analytical, inorganic, organic, physical, and industrial chemistry, every line of it has huge potential. Only thing is you need to have a passion to do beyond the basics or else the fundamentals, where the college gives you the foundation of it. Of course, the biotechnology is a buzzword. We all know that there is an animal biotechnology, medical biotechnology, industrial biotechnology, environmental, plant biotechnology, and bioinformatics. And these four streams, all these are towards a science stream. And unfortunately, I can't speak about non-science because science is my passion. And that is where, again, I would like to give you an update towards these areas. Now, having said that, physics is another area. In case if you want to further look at it, there are so many areas within physics what you will be able to do, and you can really enrich your career through any of these, starting from astrophysics till on the thermodynamics, where you know the heat and mass transfer, how important it is, especially when we are bringing in new concepts, new technologies, new devices. The thermodynamics, all these are interdependent. Optics to thermodynamics, if you want to bring in, there is so much of interdependency on these core topics. Similarly, nuclear physics to thermodynamics, we all know that there is so much of interdependency. So for me, physics is another vast subject, which normally we don't go deep into it. And unfortunate part, there is so much new invention which can happen because of a strong foundation in physics. And mathematics, you know that this is the basics, irrespective of whether you are strong in physics, chemistry, or biology. Mathematics is a fundamental and the basic foundation for you to be doing advanced studies in these areas. Material science is another big topic. And the reason why it is so important is, I do not know how many of you know that every time, whenever the research is happening, there are fundamentals which there are 3 or 4 parameters which they are look at it. One is probably the heat withstanding capacity, then the weight of the product, then probably about its conductivity and whether it will be corrosive. So some of these, and it has become so much important because I hope you all know that biosensors is such a big topic and market, and similarly the nanotechnology these days. And just in the ceramics, probably we all think that ceramics is such a basic topic, but there is so much advanced studies which is happening in the ceramics. I do not know how many of you know that some of the latest gadgets and some of the latest equipments and instruments are made of, and some of the other properties. So material science is another important topic where you can see, you all know, especially during this pandemic, what pharmacy can really do, starting from toxicology or else pharmacotherapeutics or else pharmacodynamic, different topics, starting from the basic pharmacy, either B Pharm or M Pharm, or else getting into the R&D, or else getting into some of the advanced topics in the pharma, because there's huge opportunities. And today This is one of the booming subjects, pharmaceutical company, and we ourselves is a pharmaceutical and biopharmaceutical company. So you could imagine the amount of opportunities what one has and the kind of passion and the kind of curiosity what you can look at it, because now you all know that you must have taken or else you must have heard of the COVID vaccines. The in terms of the base material and the way it is made. So this is something which is so unique, and this can bring in additional opportunities for all of you. So if you see even in the science stream with PCMB, what all you will be able to do with just PCB, what you will be able to do, and what with PCM, what all the branches, what you will be able to go further. So there are enormous opportunities and there are enormous branches which one can take it forward. And if you have a passion in each of these topics, sky is the limit. We can go on and to proceed with your passion and also look at for opportunities in each of these areas to excel. So with respect to the sector-based careers, I just wanted to a quick update is with respect industries, because chemical and pharma industries goes hand in hand. A pharma industry hires a lot of chemical engineers, and similarly chemical industry chemical engineers, or else with the chemistry background, not need not be just engineers, because engineers learn only so limited even in the chemical engineering. But if you have the chemistry background and chemical knowledge, and if you go deep into it, every pharmaceutical ingredient is a chemical product. Hope you know that. Either it is therapeutics, which is the biology, or else a chemistry, because it can be small molecule, or else the big molecule, or else a large molecule. Based on that, again, it is further driven. Healthcare industries, again, starting from the hospital segment to the para health, what all the different opportunities one can look at it. Government sectors and research institutes, because unfortunately in India still research is not in a big way. And this is something where we can differentiate and where there is a lot of opportunities, and research is gaining. And when once you have the basic understanding about the research, most of the organizations do hire because if you see between what it used to be 10 years back and what it is today, the research is gaining momentum because most of the industries are gearing up for the next generation product. Just in Merck itself, 5% of our overall revenue we invest back in the research. Why the product what we invent today, it has a shelf life, right? In the next few years, it becomes obsolete, or else the technology itself becomes obsolete. You all must have looked at it. In the electronics, it is much faster. In the electronic industry, if you see earlier, it used to take 5 to 6 years to build a fab. Today, the fab is the place where we build the integrated circuits. And today, in less than a year, the fab has to be built and the production has to start, and you need to reap the product, because the life cycle of the entire product has been narrowed down. And earlier, the geometry of the chip used to be around 5 microns, then it came down to 3 microns, then 2 microns. Today, we speak about 0.3 to 0.2 micron geometry chip, what does it mean? The distance between two circuits in an integrated circuit is less than 0.2 microns. So amazing, right? So the smaller the geometry, the size of the integrated circuit becomes smaller, and the gadgets, what you can see, is becoming smaller and smaller. Today, an iPhone, the kind of work what it can do and the kind of information what it can store is much more than what you need a computer to actually launch a satellite. So that's the power of computing today, even an iPhone has. So how is this possible? It is possible because of the nanotechnology, because of the intelligence integrated circuits, and every segment is interdependent, and that's how it is so important for you to learn on the basics, and then you can start building upon it. So a science background is a must for you to build on any of these specific industry specific knowledge base. R&D, as I just covered, new drugs, vaccines, new chemicals, and cosmetics. At Merck, again, I would like to tell you the reason why I speak so passionate about is any new drug, whether it be a monoclonal antibody which is used to treat any of these cancers or any of the very rare diseases, it takes 7 to 10 years for us to come up with one blockbuster molecule, and it costs billions of dollars. And it, for us, when we work around 400 or 500 different molecules, only one can become a blockbuster. So having said that, the new drugs is so important so that a continuous R&D will help us to come up with the newer products. Vaccines is another important area, and India is a hub of a vaccine. If you really look at it, we supply the vaccines to the world. India supplies the maximum vaccines to the WHO, UNICEF, whether it be the basic vaccines like the one what is administered when a kid is born, whether it be measles, whether it be any of those basic initial vaccines which is given to a newborn baby, to the latest vaccines like COVID vaccine, what is being developed. So all the vaccines, India has an expertise, and there is so much new vaccines to be coming in, and there is so many new R&D which is happening in this area. So vaccine is a big business in India, and we are the largest producer of the vaccines in the world. So new chemicals and cosmetics, etc. Because cosmetic industry is another area. Because Merck, we have a division called as performance material. We have two divisions. One is electronics, one is performance material. In the electronics, again with a science background on performance material, we supply all the raw materials to L'Oreal and other cosmetic industry, and also to the most expensive cars in the world like Bugatti and others, where it costs 2 to 3 million euros one car. The paint of that is produced by Merck, which is a very special coating, and that is nothing but a science. Teaching, of course, you know, because you have been seeing your teachers. There is so much opportunities to teach in the colleges and universities, and of course, one need to be passionate to be a teacher. Agriculture, I did cover biopharma companies, you know very well. This is something important. The IP research and patenting, I do not know how many of you have really gone through. It's a big subject, because as the R&D picks up, the IP protection is equally important, and patenting of that. So every company has a separate wing for intellectual property research and patenting, and it's a big business for all of us. So this is another area where one can focus. I think some of you must be wondering, how can a science stream can take us into oil and gas industry? Definitely there is a lot which you will be able to do both in the oil and gas industry as well as in the energy sector. Water analysis, purification, and treatment plants is a must, because the water chemistry is something so important, because drinking water, you must be looking at it only from what you see in the bottled water. The analysis starting from the smallest microorganisms, that is Brivendomonas diminuta, to the very pathogenic bacteria, can be E. coli or any of these. All the food industry, it's extremely important that the food and pharma industry, we look at it, water analysis, starting from the raw water to all the water, whatever is consumed, either it is for the washing, drinking, for manufacture of the product. There is so much of testing and analysis which gets into not only for the pathogens, but also the entire chemical composition of the water. I do not know how many of you know, pure water is 18.3 megohms. It is nothing but H2O. But pure water is very unstable. And the minute you drink this water, you will get ulcer, because it is just in want of ions because of its instability, and it causes ulcer. So water can be used as a buffer in most of the organizations. So water analysis is something extremely important. And of course, the next speaker will speak about the food technology. Clinical research. Every day now you must be reading in the paper telling that this vaccine got into clinical research phase 3. Please get into such a vast subject, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and each phase is so interesting, and the kind of information what it develops for the human good is so important for us, and it offers wide career opportunities. Genetic engineering, I do not know how many of you know, today we can go and get our genes mapped and also looked at it, what all the deficiencies what we have genetically, and we can also look at it, how can we get that rectified over a period of time. Space research, you all know, because India, again, our ISRO stands apart when compared to the other countries. So goes on. I don't want to read line by line because there are so many opportunities. Forensic research is, you might be thinking that it is only for the forensic science lab, which is a government institute. There is much more beyond this. Environmental and forest research, diagnostics, because you must have been reading in the paper about the diagnostics. Today, every company is trying to come up with the COVID testing kit, where you will be able to do a test yourself at home in less than 15 minutes. How is it possible? This is possible only because of the continuous R&D and the efforts in the diagnostics, and it's a big market because the future is home medication, and again, it's personalized medicines, and personalized medicines can happen only with a strong diagnostic backup, because personalized medicine is, again, you will not be given the same medicine for two different people, even though probably they might be coming up with the same symptoms. Again, there's a lot more what you need to be analyzing when you are defining. The chemical analysis of environmental samples, soil, water, and byproducts, extremely important. Biochemistry is important. Digital marketing for life science, I do not know, again, it is so important. You know that whenever these days, especially during the pandemic, everybody started buying the product online. And when you want to buy a product with the online, when you get into the website, you see a product, you see a description, and you see the product in 360 degrees or else in 3D, in all the different angles. And how is it possible? It is possible because of the digital marketing. The content writing and marketing communication is another important topic. Every product which gets into the web or else into the Google, when you Google on a particular product, you will get so many contents on that particular product. The content writing of the product is so important, and that in our own company, I have more than few hundred PhDs writing content writing. In my own group, I have more than a few hundred PhDs writing only the content for our own products, where our employees will look at it, what is the citation, what is the papers, what was published using this product, and it's another big topic, and it is you will just love to be doing, because content writing of a product, it enriches your knowledge about the product, about the understanding about from different papers, what you evaluate, analyze before you even go ahead. Similarly, medical writing, because every product, whatever you consume, there is so much of medical information which is required. Data scientist, quality control and quality assurance, you all know. Regulatory affairs is another important topic. Toxicology, chemical regulations, and trade compliance. Regulatory affairs is something, say, for example, if you want to sell your own pharmaceutical product in different countries, every country has their own regulation, and you need to fulfill. And you need to produce the dossier for that particular country. And this is nothing but the regulatory affairs team, where they sit and they prepare the dossiers on the toxicology, on the chemical compatibility, on the tray, on different topics. The material safety data sheet for all the toxic products or else the chemical products or else the hazardous products is another area where one can get into. That's another very interesting topic. So if you see the other exciting and existing careers are many beyond just engineering or being a doctor. So with this, what I strongly recommend all the students is get into a science stream, because science stream is so important for you to nurture your curiosity, to ensure that you follow your passion, and also to contribute back to the society in a constructive way. And of course, by remuneration, when once you are good at all this, definitely every career offers you a big time job opportunities and a career opportunity. So with this, I'd like to just take a few questions in case if there are any specific questions to me.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful presentation. Before getting into the questions, sir, our managing trustee, Sri Nayanappa sir, and our chairman, Sri Satish sir, join the session. A hearty welcome to both of them. Now I request Sri Nayanappa sir to say a few words and wish the gathering. Over to you, sir. So please unmute yourself, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good
Nana
morning,
Papa.
sir.
Yeah, good morning. Nana, he's online.
Sir, you can wish and address the gathering, sir. Sir is unmuting before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Satish, sir, Chairman of Padma Shri Group Institution. Shrikant, sir, welcome to the webinar on career opportunities for +2 students. It was an excellent session. That it is such a wide range of courses which are enlightened to the students, even for the teachers for that matter. It is an excellent session, sir. Thank you to be the part of our Padma Shri Group of institutions. And also, I think you were visited institution, sir, before. Yes, is it, madam?
Yes, sir. Sir visited. He came.
Yeah,
and,
we have met on, I
Good
think.
morning, Mr. Satish.
Yeah, good morning,
so,
sir.
Good morning, Mr. Satish.
Nice to see
thank
you
you very much.
after a long time.
So thank you very much. No, yeah, I have visited your institute a couple of times, and I had been there, and I have addressed the students. I have met all your faculty, and I'm very happy to be associated. And in fact, we met once or twice in the institute, also face to face.
We met, sir. That's right. Thank you so much to be part of Padma Shri institutions also, sir. And also a long association. We request to be with the Padma Shri to guide our students and also enlighten about the career. So even for the pages, for that matter, we have a lot of science streams wherein they can get the best of the education facilities. We are there to provide them. And Nayanappa sir is just on the line. So I'll ask him to take over. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
And also
Satish.
for all the participants, those who are participated in this thing, Padma Shri Group of Institution, welcome to this career opportunity session, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hello, good morning, sir. Naranappa, sir. Welcome to the gathering, and I request you to wish all the participants and say a few words, sir.
Good morning to one and all. Are you hearing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We are.
Good morning to one and all. It is one of the wonderful session, and our chief guest gave a wonderful guidance to the youngsters what to do and how to carry their future for the better opportunities. And he has given all the guidelines and so many opportunities there in the science, and particularly that biochemistry and microbiology, so many wonderful things they can do it and make their future more prosperous. And he has given all this, see what all the futures the students can think of and how the passionate can create interest and learning. That is also has impressed on that. And thank you for all. Thank you, Anuradha Madam, arranging this meeting, Zoom meeting. And thank you, Srinath, for the wonderful session you have given. Thank you very much. We once again expect your guidance and from our institution. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Over to Netra. Thank you, Naranappa, sir. And let us take, before going to the next session by Dr. Madhumati, I'm sure that is also one of the exciting parts. You can please go for the questions, quick questions, Netra.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
If there are anything in the chat box, you can just go ahead. Till then, I just want to, I'll be chatting and asking some of the questions on behalf of students. If you have a question, you can take it up. Yeah, there is a question, Shalini Goswami. How is data analytics getting its grounds in healthcare or food industry, and what jobs we can expect?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful question. Analytics, again, you need data for any analytics. Okay. And analytics is a very big topic. Now, analytics, the reason why analytics is so important and is the data is the fundamental, because that's the food for analytics, right? Because you need to have a data. Like you need to have the customer data, you need to have the product data, you need to have the market data, you need to have a data, because if you need to open a hospital, you need to have the patient's data. So for any industry to start and boom or else invest or else move to the next level, data is something which is important. And data crunching, we call it as a data crunching, because the more and more data you have, unless until you make a meaningful outcome of it, the data is useless, because you might be having data in different forms. Unless until you put it in the right form, the data is of no meaning. The data analytics and analysis is a big topic, and it's a ocean. We call it as a data lake. What we do is we bring in data from different sources and we put it into a common pool called as data lake. And this is in the cloud. And we have analysts and we have different platforms to analyze the data. There are very good tools, like we have Python, we have Tableau. There are ready-made tools which you can use. There are some which are open source, some are closed source. And if it is an open source, probably you need to use it without paying any fee. If it is a closed source, definitely you need to have the licenses. And then once you have a license, you can learn and convert the basic raw data into a meaningful outcome. The dashboards is something which is important from the data, because as and when you provide the data, see, yeah, the decisions are taken in the boardroom. But unfortunately, the data is fortunately the data is the one which supports for the decisions in the boardroom. And where the data comes from? The data comes from the field. So when you collect this data, the dashboard which makes the meaningful outcome for the senior management to take the decision is to put it in the right perspective. When you click on the data, it shows what is the sale of a particular product. Here, say, suppose if you want to venture into a new product, you can always evaluate from the market, because that is called as a competitive intelligence. Then you can evaluate what is the market size, what is the served market, what is the market size in the sense what is the complete market. This is both served and unserved. What is a served market? What is the market consuming is called as a served market. When once you look at the served market, then who are all the major players in this market? When once you understand the major players, then you analyze who is number one in this and why are they becoming number one, and what is the number two and number three? Are they number one only this year or else in the past few years? And what is the projection of this particular product for the future? And do you expect any new technologies coming in? All this can happen only when you analyze the data. So this is a highly paid job, and the entry salary is probably twice as what we pay for the regular science background or commerce background. The data analytics, we do take interns and we train them extensively for 1 year. And data analysis is a big time. And I do not know how many of you know that every year, whenever you see, or else every time, whenever you see a cricket, they bring in the data of a particular bowler for how many years? Maybe 20 years in his career, or else 15 years in his career. Similarly for a batsman, or else that particular ground where the match is happening. All these because they have a data and they bring the data into a meaningful outcome. Similarly, the elections outcome. This is nothing but a data crunching, because every elections outcome, there is a data crunch. I'm just giving you some example. And similarly, the data analytics has huge opportunities, and sky is the limit. And today, this is booming, and this is the latest technology. And there are so many tools and technologies which is available. And if somebody is interested, they should really look at it more and more. And it's very interesting to work in this field.
Yes, sir. Here I would like to pass on one information that our Padma Shri group of institutions from this year onwards are going to add some courses for BCA, that is computer science, computer applications. In this, one of the area what we are seriously thinking about is big data analytics and also artificial intelligence. There is a question about any information about artificial intelligence and machine learning. We are going to add with the help of Microsoft, everything we are negotiating, and we are on board. We are talking to them, and it is almost finalized. And students who pursue their career in computer applications at Padma Shri group of institutions will be given add-on training, add-on skill development, both in data analytics and in artificial intelligence and machine learning. This is the information which I want to pass it down to the participants, which will be helpful for them while crafting their career. When you are doing it, you have to add on skills. As rightly Srinasa said, you need to really think about what is going on in the external world. Every day we are seeing so much of analysis. This much of co-vaccine has been given. COVID-19 patients are developing this many percentage. This is the death rate. This is the recovery rate, and this much of percentage has been recovered from UK, England, and so many other places. Not only here, how it is happening. This is all because of this data analytics. Everywhere there is a scope. For biotechnologists, data analytics is important. For microbiology, it is important. Everywhere, big data analytics is everything. As soon as you open your Facebook or your thing, you would have getting information about the thing, whatever you have watched earlier. Like if you have searched for your buying shoe, you will get immediately advertisements popping up with the shoe. How it is happening? This is because of interactive and artificial learning and the developments about the data analytics. People will finally know that everything about you, everything. What is your favorite? What is your favorite dish? And when you are ordering, at what time you are ordering? What are your past medical histories? And when you have last got your medical checkup done, everything. All this is happening because of latest developments in IT segment. Thank you, Srinasa. There is another
So
question.
in the data analytics, just it is divided into two. One is predictive and prescriptive.
Yeah.
Predictive is it defines how the market behaves, how
Yes.
the market is behaving or else will behave in the future. Prescriptive is what you are supposed to do to address this market, this volatility, or else to ensure. And this is such a vast subject. The second one you spoke about artificial intelligence. Just to touch upon this, another vast topic, and we are working on it. RPA, robotic process automation, is one topic on that, because today the bots does some of the work which our employees were doing. For that, we need an artificial intelligence which is called as an IQ bot, which is an intelligent bot. So this is nothing but an intelligence which we build for the bot over a period of time. The second one is earlier, our technical services experts, who are all PhDs, used to answer some of the technical queries on the highly complex product. Today, some of the basic questions on the technical questions on the product is being answered by our bots, because we have a repository of 10 years and the bot has an artificial intelligence and it answers. We don't need our employees to be spending their time on some of the simple questions, which there is repeated questions which keeps coming from our customers over and again. So the bot answers because of the artificial intelligence what we build. Enormous opportunity in both the fields. And if you have started, it's really a good benefit to the students, and they should really look at it as like an alternative career opportunity. Thank you.
So there is a question. I'll answer this question because student is asking about the difference between VTU and deemed and autonomous. See, in this platform, definitely we need to clarify their doubts regarding when they are crafting their career. The difference is VTU is Visvesvaraya Technological University. Under this, you will have affiliated colleges, various colleges which directly work under VTU. VTU decides the calendar of events. They decide the syllabus. They will set the question paper. They will send the question paper to the colleges. They conduct the exam. They evaluate and they will give you the degree. Deemed is completely independent and they do take their decisions based upon it is deemed to be under UGC and they are under state government. It depends upon to which option they have gone for. And autonomous institution will be under one particular university, either in Bangalore University or under VTU. There they will be having 20% of freedom to change their syllabus, and they will be having their own calendar. They will conduct exams, they will evaluate, but degree is being given by the institution, by the university, which has given the autonomous status. For example, Padma Shri is affiliated college to Bangalore University. If we become autonomous, Bangalore University will be giving only the degree, and they will overall monitor, and syllabus, 20% syllabus we can add or we can change the syllabus. That is the difference between a independent university, affiliated college, deemed university, and autonomous college. Hope I have clarified your doubt, Trivikram.
Thank you so much. There are some more questions to take up.
Yeah, there are, is content writing job, does it require a degree program, sir? That is
For somebody to write the content, you should know about some of the basics in the science. There is just hire for a degree. We hire either masters or PhD, either in physics, biology, or else chemistry, because we do have the products in all these three streams. More than physics, it's more of biology and chemistry, where the person has to know some of the basics for him to understand and again translate that into a meaningful content. Because for you to write a content on a particular product, you need to be aware about the science, and for you to be aware about the science, you need to be completing at least the basic degree as well as even a master's for you to be going deep into the content, because these are rich content. You need to read the citations, you need to read a lot of published articles and papers on the particular product where they use and publish. For example, for the COVID vaccine manufacturing, there's a lot of raw material which we supply. And this is not just only one vaccine, because one is a mRNA vaccine, the other one is probably from the chimpanzee's base of the chimpanzee, the cells of the chimpanzee is being used to create the vaccine. So for each of these, there are so many published articles in us, and you need to be aware, and based on that, you will be able to write the content. And so extremely important.
What is the best master options for BSc Biotechnology students? Students who pursued their BSc Biotechnology.
See, when once you do the see, there are two things. Even just doing by BSc, you could still work for companies like Biocon or any other vaccine manufacturing companies, or else an R&D sector. But again, you may not be in higher ranks. What I recommend, especially for the students who pursue BSc biotechnologies, you need to do your masters. And once you do your masters, then you will understand, probably get a little topic. Then again, action in the R&D or else in the quality control of any of the biotherapeutics. So it depends if you want to do a biotechnology on the plant biotechnology, or else on the there are so many subdivisions when once you get into the biotechnology. So what is your interest? So based on that, you can get into the masters. And when once you do your masters, if you can do your PhD, again, it is further helpful. So it all depends on your aspiration, what you want to do, and what is your career level aspiration. If you want to be just working in an industry for a livelihood, your aspiration is probably you can stop with BSc. If you want to further move up the career ladder, probably you may have to do your masters and even PhD. So it all depends. But just even with BSc, you will be able to get into a job.
Yeah, this question I will take. Shalini Goswami, she is asking that is BSc student accessible to any additional courses in computer or language or coding? I feel it is directly to Padma Shri students. Sir, definitely, Satish sir, we should think about this option. If we can give an option to BSc students to have an add-on program in computer coding or content writing or data analytics, definitely there is a good option for our students. This can can be made optional, a certificate program where they can get into this. Definitely you can do even outside. There are chances where you can get into some of the computer training centers where you can learn certain languages. There is no barrier for that. I think we should take one question now, sir, and later get into the next speaker. Later, we can preserve all these questions, and at the end of the talk, we can have a discussion, or we can answer all these questions. What course we should pursue to become a data analyst? That is a question by Priyanka, sir.
See, there are some specific courses. For me, my recommendation is do a fundamental course in science that will give you the basics. Because even for you to analyze the data, you should have some understanding what kind of data are you trying to analyze. And if you want, because the basic degree is important for you to evaluate and look at it, what is the data coming from and where it is coming from and how do you convert that into a meaningful outcome. For that, some basics are required. So my recommendation is first complete your graduation. When once you are completing side by side, if you have additional courses like what you are planning to have now, so it will be good. Otherwise, they can always do some certification courses in the data analytics. As I told you, there are different tools which is available. There are new tools which is coming to the market. As I told you, R is there, Python is there, Fire is there, Tableau is there. There are so many tools, and every tool offers its own benefit. So the candidate can learn one or multiple tools, and more importantly, tools are just only the basics for you to learn. When once you have the tool, you need to do some projects. The more and more you do the projects, you will be skilled. And it is like either because the data crunching is how good are you and what is your eye for the details and what meaningful outcome which you will be able to bring in out of it. So that can happen only when you do more and more data projects. And that can happen only when once you get into the industry and start working either as an intern, and after that probably get into a role and start working under the senior, and over a period of time you will be able to handle independent projects on your own. So it's step by step, minimum 2 to 3 years. If somebody is really passionate to be doing post their degree, I say that in 2 years they can be one of the best data analysts.
Yeah, one last question. I will answer this question and then we'll go ahead with and we'll reserve all these questions, and definitely we will be discussing about these questions at the end of the sessions because another speaker is waiting. We have given her 11 o'clock time. I will just one question I'll answer because it is a question by Priyanka, which is directly posing to Padma Shri Group of Institutions. BSc Food Technology versus BTech Food Technology, which one is the best? Do BSc Food Technology available in PIMS? That is a question by Priyanka. See, the BSc Food Technology talks about science of food technology. There are two aspects in any technology. One is the science behind it. Based on that, you come out with some product or some concept, and later, which will be scaled up by engineering support. In BTech Food Technology, most of the things which have been taught more than science, they will talk about engineering aspect of food industry and food technological industries. In BSc Food Technology, they will talk about science behind that, where the product development and using different preservatives and how food microbiology can be handled and what is the quality control methods you need to follow while developing a product, R&D of a product, all this, and food science basics like carbohydrates, proteins, and all those things will be taught. And which is best? See, it depends upon, again, your career and passion. I'll be answering this in my talk at the end. You be with us, and I will be in detail discussing about this when we come to my talk as a third talk. Thank you, Srinath sir, for your time and your excellent sharing. You shared your experiences rather than you are just see, you really enlightened our group with all your expertise. I always feel amazed whenever I talk to you. Being a graduate in MBA, you can talk so much about science. That indicates that with passion, everything is possible. Next let us move on to our next speaker, Dr. Madhumati. Over to Netra. Sir, I'll be happy if you can join us for the panel discussion so that you can clear many more doubts, because chat box is flooded with questions. There were 21 messages. We can take these questions after the next speaker's talk, sir. Thank you, sir. Over to Netra.
One point before the next speaker comes on board.
Yeah.
In case if we are not able to answer all the questions, because these are curious minds and
Yeah.
we shouldn't but that. So
Yeah.
what I suggest is please make a list of all these questions and send it to me. And you
Yeah.
must be having the mail ID or else the WhatsApp details of all the students who has enrolled today, participants. My
Yes.
suggestion is we shouldn't be neglecting any questions in case if there are any unanswered questions today because of the time, for the lack of time. I would be more than happy to answer that and send it back to you for you to broadcast this to all the students who has asked those specific questions, because that question might be important for that particular student. So we shouldn't be depriving them, and I'll be more than happy to do that even if we do not have time today.
Yeah, I request Shubha to scroll the number, WhatsApp number and email ID so that they can pose their questions, and we will save all this. Please take a screenshot or save all these questions in the chat box. And if the participants, please type your number or your email ID to get your question directly from Dr. Srinath sir. Over to Nick.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Srinath sir, for your wonderful talk, where you highlighted about huge career opportunities, not only in chemical and biological sciences. You also highlighted about career options in physics, mathematics, material science, pharmacy, and sector-based careers, and also exciting careers where we can develop in data analytics and research as well. Thanks a lot for that, sir. Now let's move on to our next speaker for the day, Dr. Madhumati Bhavani Shankar. Ma'am has completed PhD in 2011, Department of Chemical Engineering, NIT Surukal, Mangaluru. Over 5.5 years of research and development and project management experience she has in biology department, pharmaceutical industry, and she has also has 9 years of teaching experience in microbiology, molecular biology, mammalian cell technology, and immunology. Well conversant with biotechniques like flow cytometry, confocal microscopy, electrophoresis, ELISA, cloning, PCR, RT-PCR, TR-FRET, mammalian cell technology, immunoassays, immunogenicity, and inflammation studies. Ma'am has also have the project management experience. Time queries with the precise study design, costing and timelines. She monitors the project activities and ensure the completion as per plan time and budget. And also she has experience in document operations and facilitate management in decision-making process. She has like patents and manuscript preparation experience, a keen communicator with on-problem solving and analytical ability. Ma'am has projects in her hands like DBT Arya Fellowship, UGC minor research project in microbial degradation of xenobiotic components, UGC minor research project for evaluation of oat and chitin biofilm salmonella to produce IgY by oral administration of hens and poultry. She has published many publications in national and international journals, has memberships in Society of Biological Chemists, Association of Microbiologists, Board of Studies for BSc, Biotechnology, Maharani Lakshmi Ammani College for Bengaluru, and she is the Board of Studies for member for BSc Biotechnology, St. Aloysius College, Mangaluru. On behalf of Padma Shri Institute of Management, a hearty welcome to give talk on biotechnology and food industry. Over to you now.
Thank you, Dr. Netra. Am I audible to everybody?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yeah, thank you. It's very nice to see you again, Dr. Anuradha, and everybody. My association with the Padma Shri groups of institution has been going on for some time now, and I really enjoy the stimulating sessions that you carry out for students. It's very, very need of the hour, I would say, because when we were in continuing our educations, when we were in our college, there was nobody to guide us. There were nobody to, tell this is the good course, this is the way that you need to, go ahead. Now you guys are so lucky that there are so many people to tell you what is good, what is bad, in what interest you can carry forward, and if you go in this line, what is your a future may look like. I mean, nobody can tell what the future for anybody, but then you can prepare well for yourself, how you can go forward. So I really congratulate Padma Shri Group of Institute for guiding the students in the right path. And I really thank all of you to consider me for this talk and giving me an opportunity. Thanks everyone, and very good morning to everybody. I'll just share my screen here. Can you all see my slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. How do I put it in the presentation? It's in the presentation mode, right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, to start with, I thank Dr. Srinath for paving the foundation for this session. He captured every minute details and what are the career that you can give your thought into. You guys are so early in your career, and you have the opportunity to try and understand and give a lot of thought. Okay, this is the particular field, and am I interested in it? And if I am interested in it, how much of my commitment I'm going to give it to that particular field? So that is where the success is. So here I start with saying that it doesn't matter what course that you choose. It all depends upon how much passion you have in that particular course, and that is what the success that you will see. Okay, so this is, I don't think I can ever make justice to categorize biotechnology course. There are so many branches, there are so many fields that are associated with biotechnology. When I started my career, I'm a microbiologist by education. Microbiology is just a part of biotechnology again. So that the biotechnology is so vast that I cannot actually categorize them into different groups. Nowadays, the categorization is just going on increasing, many of which were told by Dr. Srinath. And he also mentioned that how data analysis comes into picture, how immunology may come into picture, how pharmacy can come into picture. So there are a lot of opportunities for you. And these courses that you take will definitely take you ahead, provided you have complete interest in all these different fields. I will concentrate on today's talk mainly with respect to biotechnology industries and food industry, because that is where I have grown. And today, whatever I am, it is all because of the guidance my professors gave me in the field of biotechnology, and also the interest that I carry in biotechnology and to innovate. So innovation is a must, the creativity is a must, and from where do you get this innovation and creativity? It all comes from a strong fundamental knowledge. That is where you are at, and you build your fundamentals, and that is what will tell you where your interest lies further. So I'm not going to spend much of time in this particular slide. Let me just move on to more emphasis of my talk, that is biotechnology. So I always ask, when I was in my PUC or after my BSc, did I do right thing by doing biotechnology? Because there's a lot of things that you hear from people. Biotechnology has no scope now. That boom of biotechnology is gone. Okay, so it's not like IT. IT is you can never compare biotechnology to IT. Do I say yes for that? It is so, definitely yes. You can never compare biotechnology to IT. However, what are the advantages of biotechnology, and what makes you feel like being in biotechnology? That is the love towards biotechnology that you have, from where it comes, because it is the vast applications and how diverse the subject is, biotechnology, which I don't think IT is that. I'm not an expert in IT, but however, I'll tell you there are a lot of differences in IT and BT. So when you talk about biotechnology, the growth is not immediate, like how you will see in IT. In IT, you may see your own, your friend or who is in the other field, they may be earning quite a lot. As soon as they enter, they get campus selected, and then they their starting salary is quite huge compared to biotechnology. That is true even today. So is it the right thing to do to get into biotechnology? So then the question comes, are you in biotechnology for money, or are you in biotechnology for your passion? Okay. Now I won't say go only after your passion, because that's not realistic. You need money to survive. And I'm happy to also say that biotechnology has grown so much nowadays that it is not that bad, even monetary wise. There are so many companies coming up. Earlier, there were not many companies and the opportunities were less. But however, these days, the bifurcations of biotechnology has widened, and also the companies have widened, and you have immense opportunity in biotechnology, provided your fundamentals are very, very strong. Okay. So why do I come into biotechnology, and why do I feel very proud to be in biotechnology field? Okay, now do I have to say this? Because you all have witnessed it, that biotechnology has saved the world, right? For the last couple of years, the world is suffering from the deadly disease corona, and now we are kind of breathing a relief only because of the vaccines that are there. And where do these vaccines come from? They all come from these biotechnology industries. Proud to say that India has been given a maximum chunk of vaccines to the world, and that is mainly because of the biotechnologists that we have and their expertise that we have here, their innovative idea. Few years back or a decade back, it is unheard of to develop a vaccine within 2 years. It is definitely not possible. But now you can see, usually a vaccine will take about at least a minimum of 5 to 10 years for it to materialize, for it to come to the market. But now have you seen, just in 2 years, we have vaccines from so many different companies and so many variety of vaccines. We have Covaxin, we have Covishield, we have Sputnik. Each of them have different technology behind that. So that is what is the crux of biotechnology. You know, that is what is the beauty of biotechnology, that it can you can work in different ways and arrive at the same result and say that, see, this is what I have got it through biotechnology, and I can save you today. So that's what makes me feel very proud to be a biotechnologist. So how do we, what I'm doing here is each advantage of biotechnology and how does it relate to which industry. So that's what I'm trying to combine here. So when I say vaccines, it's when I say biotechnology saved the world, it's mainly because of the vaccine, but there are so many other antibiotics. There are so many medicines, all are coming from biotechnology. India has maximum number of diabetes patients, and where is the insulin coming from? From these pharma companies. There are so many aspects to bring out one insulin out into the market, one molecule of insulin out into the market. So right from the R&D, and then it moves to QC, QA. There are so many people involved in it to see whether it is being produced, whether it is meeting the specifications. Dr. Srinath mentioned, when you buy any medicines, there are so many specifications, there are so many quality aspects mentioned on that. So there are professionals involved in each field. So you can imagine the amount of opportunities that a pharma industry can give you, and you can choose and move around. Once you get into the industries, many industries do give you a provision of moving horizontally, as well as there is a growth upwards as well. So you get to choose, not immediately, of course, you need to deliver for what you have been hired, but then you get to choose. If I don't like this particular field, after say a few months, you may be able to choose a different field within the same company. That is the beauty, that is the advantage of pharma industry that will provide you. So basic courses that usually these industries want is B Pharma, M Pharma, and it goes without saying MSc Biotechnology, MTech Biotechnology or BTech Biotechnology are also very much required in these industries. When I say B Pharma and M Pharma, they are mostly required in the case of toxicology studies, DMPK studies. So these kind of studies is mainly done by B Pharma and M Pharma. So, but the BTech Biotechnology and MTech Biotechnology, as well as MSc Biotechnology, MSc Microbiology, MSc Biochemistry, all these, any field of life science, from the masters as well as BTech and MTech, you have the opportunity open in these kind of industries. So going to the next slide. Okay, so I just said that the biotechnology has made the it is giving us longer life because it gives us a very technologically valuable medicines. How about other aspects of biotechnology? Biotechnology not only takes care of only healthcare, but it can also make our surrounding very beautiful. So there are a lot of opportunities in plant biotechnology as well. So you can see that biotechnology, all these pictures what I have taken, they are from a publication, and these roses and the carnation not only have a very unusual and beautiful color, but they also have herbicide resistant gene in them. What do you mean by herbicide resistant gene in them? That means they can survive better, right? They can easily be surviving in the surroundings where a non-herbicide resistant containing plant cannot survive. So that is the beauty of biotechnology. It makes you feel happy. Just the look at these plants, it makes you feel so happy, and plus also it saves these plants from so many environmental hazards. There are also plants which possess flowers which can change the color throughout the day. That is, morning it will have one color, afternoon one color, and evening. I think this particular aspect is my favorite thing, and I've told in the previous talks with Padma Shri groups as well, because biotechnology makes life beautiful. It gives you a pleasure to be involved. So when you know that you were involved in this kind of a work, so that is what gives you immense pleasure. And I think nothing to match that. No monetary benefit can match that. So how do we go into such fields? It's mainly from agribiotech. Of course, you need to have a BSc biotechnology background, and then you move on to specializations in your masters. So once you have this agribiotech background, there is where you learn how you can put a specific gene of interest into the plant, and you make the plant grow. And there are a lot of metabolites being generated in plants, because metabolites are not easy to develop even in fermentation. Of course, there are a lot of work being going on. However, the initial choice is plants. Whenever I want to generate some metabolite, I want to produce some flavor components, I want to produce, I just want to make the plant look better. It will help in the agriculture sector, a long shelf life. So these are the things that an agribiotech professional can achieve by his or her knowledge. So there again, you have a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of plant-based industries that can open the doors for you if you are interested in such an aspect. But however, you need to have a basics of biotechnology or life sciences. When you move from your 12th, you need to get into some of the biotechnology. What I suggest always, whenever anybody asks me, just after 12th, when you go into a next level, I would suggest go with a most wider subject. Do not restrict yourself into specialization at your BSc. So that will give you more wider horizon to expand yourself, to learn more as you grow, and then you can also understand yourself better and realize that, okay, what is my interest, what is my passion. So by the time you complete 3 years of BSc, then you would have kind of narrowed down on, okay, this is what I like immunology, or this is what, no, I like environmental science. So biotechnology kind of covers all these topics. That's the advantage of biotechnology. And I think BSc biotechnology or BSc microbiology or any other courses that are available now, there are so many different courses, but my suggestion is keep it wide. Do not restrict yourself to specialization in your graduation courses. So going to the next aspect of biotechnology. So what is biotechnology's role in food? Can any revolution happen in biotechnology due to the food? Yes, of course, biotechnology has revolutionized food technology. They are intimately connected nowadays. Earlier, food technology was a different course. Most of the engineers would be there in the food technology, but no more. Biotechnology has so much contribution towards food technology. Now, all these pictures that you see here that are being displayed, These are, biotechnology based foods. They have not got from the original. The first picture, that which is written as meat for all, it is a meat that is obtained from biotechnology. The second is an India based company where they have made egg based on biotechnology process. And the third one, you see again original egg, the actual egg that is through that's a Singapore based company which is known as Float Foods. And that is what is that they are professionals in making eggs out of biotechnology. These are plant based, and there are a lot of microbial based food also is coming up. So how do we get into these? Again, BSc Biotechnology and any biotechnology related courses are good enough to take you to such places. So what again, my advice repeats that do not restrict yourself. Now, I feel very proud that I'm associated with this company, that is Perfect Day. It's a US based company. We established in 2014 in US, in California. And in India, it got established in 2019, November. So it's been just 1.5 years in India. However, we have made great progress. And what do? We mainly make, we want to make milk in the using microflora. So we want to bring in a kind dairy. We call ourselves a non-animal free product based company, or an alternate protein company. So all these original proteins that are obtained from either plant or from animals, we would want to generate them without the plant or without the animals, so that we can make the environment, we can keep the environment green. Also, we can keep the environment safe for these animals, and do not increase these hazardous wastes that comes from various animal husbandry and the poultry. So we want to keep the environment much more safer. That is why we call it a kind dairy, that is Perfect Day. So what do we do here? What is our motto? Motto I already mentioned. However, how do we achieve our motto? Is that we generate all these proteins through an alternate technology that's nothing but recombinant DNA technology. So recombinant DNA technology is the heart and soul of biotechnology, right? So biotechnology means you trying to innovate something, you're bringing in technology into a biology aspect. So that is what is biotechnology all about. And our company is a living example of all these. It's a complete definition of biotechnology. So what we do here is we use different microbial flora. We put the gene of our interest, that can be from plant origin or can be from animal origin, and then we develop these proteins and build a suitable concoction and give you kind of actual milk that you cannot make out. That's a different milk. That's a milk that has not come from cow. You will never be able to know that. So that is the process that we are building. They're also into so many other alternate proteins. I'm not at the freedom to divulge it here, but however, we are working on so many different natural proteins to develop, express them in the microbial flora. We work with both bacterial cultures, we work with fungal cultures. So all this, where do you learn? You learn all this in your BSc and MSc biotechnology course or microbiology, biochemistry. So which kind of graduates do we hire? We mainly hire the BTech biotechnology, MTech biotechnology, and masters of any life science. It can be microbiology, biotechnology, biochemistry. So our graduates are a mixed field. We also hire chemists. We also hire some physics background people, so that you can understand the importance what Dr. Srinath just mentioned in his talk, that multidisciplinary approach is the way to go these days, because you cannot achieve in silos, right? You cannot think that this is my field, I'll work only in this, I don't have to understand anything else other than my field. That doesn't work anymore. You need to be open-minded. You need to inculcate the advantages. You need to inculcate, you need to bring in, you need to combine the different technological aspects. That is when you have a best innovation in your hand, and that is where is the success. So these are the this is a very important aspect that you need to remember. So that is the work that we do in Perfect Day. So ours is a food industry, but we have all biotechnologists in our company. Okay, we do not have a food team in India. We have a food team in US. So ours is a company which is core biotechnology in nature, and it also has a food department in US. So there is opportunity for food science people. There is also opportunity for biotechnology people, and we are also interested in so many new technologies, multidisciplinary approach. So we have people from different fields as well. So we look for candidates. So if you are very curious to know what kind of candidates that we look, so this is what I would say we want. So innovation is a must. We need to know whether the candidate is able to innovate. So where do you get the confidence to innovate? Only when your fundamentals are strong. It's very sad sometimes that when we get people for interview, they fail in very basic fundamentals. Let me tell you, my peers, you will not be able to succeed if you do not have your fundamentals strong. So whatever course that you take it only if that interests you. And once you have taken, give your complete attention to that. Give your 100% to it, because unless and until you're able to answer as the fundamental questions, innovation is very far away, right? Without knowing the basic DNA structure, you won't know how to modify it. Without knowing what is molarity, you will not be able to make a buffer, right? I may be speaking at a very basal level, but take me right and keep, this is very important. And I'm telling you all this because I see many people failing at the preliminary rounds because they do not know these things. So do not take all these classes lightly. So please read up, please understand what you're learning. Go by the word. If I say biotechnology, try to understand what is the definition of biotechnology first, right? And then comes the next step. So that is what is the meaning of fundamentals. And knowing fundamentals takes you towards innovation. New technologies is another thing that we are very much interested in. So if you have an idea, we are there for you. So you can actually tell that, see, in the interview you should be bold enough to tell that this is my idea, I can make it work for you, right? So this is where I come from, this is what is the knowledge I have, and this is the concept that I bring to you. So what do you say about it? So can you bring in, can you exude that kind of confidence is what we look in candidates. When I say new technologies, it can be a totally different technology from a physics, it can be from chemistry, but then if you have that, we can try and find a way to merge. So that is where the multidisciplinary expertise also helps. You guys are very lucky that Dr. Anuradha just now mentioned that you people have so many courses. So along with your courses, like your specific graduation, post-graduation courses, make yourself empowered with knowledge. Go for a course in data analytics, go for a course in artificial engineering, go for a course in machine learning. All these are the fields that we are looking for, people with expertise for. We are wanting these kind of people who can empower us. You come with the knowledge empowerment, and then you empower the entire group, right? So that is what is required. And multidisciplinary expertise nowadays is not difficult to acquire because you have so many courses. There is Coursera, right? You can enroll yourself into so many courses, and you have your teachers and your professors who will guide you to tell, okay, these are the courses that you can take online, and these are the courses that we provide you. You can make use of this, but multidisciplinary expertise is a must. So you please give your thought into that. Other than your main course, please enable yourself, give enable time for yourself to learn on these. Rest of the three points that I mentioned are purely personal. It comes from an individual level. So how much commitment do you have? How much integrity you have? How much hardworking you are? So these are the things that you need to really work on. commitment is a must. Many people join for a few months and they just realize that they do not want to be there. Of course, I would say if you realize that you do not belong to that place, yes, of course, but it shouldn't be because of the lack of commitment from your end, right? So you should give 100%. You should be able to show that show your worth to the company that you are working for, and that is when the company will also value your words and what kind of value you are bringing to the company. So all this will come through the commitment that you show to the workplace and for yourself. And then the integrity, a lot of things are confidential that you need to maintain. The integrity is very much important. Even when you leave one place and go to another place, you cannot divulge the secrets of another company. That's not fair, because you have benefited so much from that particular company, and you in interview they will ask you, and if you actually tell them, it's not a good thing. Okay, so they will realize that, okay, this person doesn't have integrity. You may think that that point may fetch me job, but it may not be actually so. And then hardworking. I think most of you are hardworking, and just inculcate that aspect in your studies when you do your these graduation and post graduation courses. How much you finish your practicals on time, how much are you able to stay back and work, and that is what shows your hardworking nature as well as commitment going forward. So, guys, I think these are some of the points that I wanted to make. I haven't made it exactly like a career guidance. I think that is being given to you very well by Dr. Anuradha and Dr. Srinath. Uh, After I saw Dr. Srinath's talk, I actually happy that I didn't bring that again, because he has completely covered it. What kind of courses that you can take up, what kind of fields that are available for you, the vast amount of opportunity that is right in front of you, he has very well clearly put in front of you. So from my end, it is some of the advices that why you should think of biotechnology, and what are the things we as industry people want from you guys, is what I wanted to guide. So if these points are kept in your mind right now, I think when you choose your path ahead, that will be of a great help for you, is what my hope. I think thank you and good luck to everyone.
Uh, Thank you very much, ma'am. It was literally a wonderful presentation. You highlighted about the biotechnology field, which is equivalent and much more than IT. And also you told about the role of in environment, vaccines and food. And also you mentioned that what actually the biotech industries require, like innovation, new technologies, multidisciplinary expertise, commitment, integrity. So you mentioned about all these points, which are very much relevant to our participants, and like which they have to acquire them. And also you told how additional and multidisciplinary skills benefit us, not only us, as well as
Yes.
the industries also, which empower.
Yes.
So thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you, Netra. Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you, Madhumati. I always feel fresh whenever I listen. Maybe this is the fourth time I'm listening to you, but still a lot of information, and the passion and your interest and job. If everything gets merged together, that's what you are. You can
Thank you, ma'am.
really enjoy. That's the thing what Mrs. Madhumati has given to us. In her presentation, it is crisp, brief, and up to the point, and every minute thing she covered, what exactly you need being a person. I feel I'll be just giving a just a 10-15 minutes talk, and later we can take up all the questions together as a panel,
Sure.
so that it will be much more beneficial, because certain questions maybe Dr. Srinath and Dr. Madhumati can answer, and certain questions I can take up. And we will go ahead. Please stay with us, my dear students and participants. I'll not be taking much of your time. I'm just going to wrap and give a summarized version of Dr. Srinath and Dr. Madhumati. I'm really happy that they made my job very, very easy. So that I can really do a brief summarizing thing. about both the talks. I'm going to share my screen. Yeah. See, whenever we discuss about evergreen options for a blooming career, being a plant scientist, being a plant science person, I always trying to pick up words even from plant science. That's what I always do it. That's where your career and your passion will merge together. What are the, see, are you confused? Are you at the crossroads? And most of you are maybe at your PUC or willing to join in the higher education, or most of you might have completed their graduation and getting into higher education or into the settlement of the jobs. Whenever you are thinking to pick up a course, generally what we do, we just ask. Whenever students or children, when they come to us, they ask, which has got more scope? Which has got more opportunity? If I say that there is a lot of scope in military now, there is a lot of scope in artificial intelligence. When you are already into some subject where you don't have any interest or any passion, if somebody says me that you have to sit before the computer and do data analytics and bioinformatics, definitely I'm not for it, because I'm not made for it. You need to discover your passion. How to discover your passion? How to identify that this is your passion? You will be having so many subjects at your 10th standard, at your PUC level. PUC level, already you would have chosen certain subjects. In that, again, you will have diversity of subjects like mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, so many subjects. But there will be one subject which will make you to forget yourself. And there will be one thing while doing it, you will not be looking at the time. You will not be having the target that, okay, still it is only 10:40. I need to listen, or I need to think about it. I need to write or read about it. My goodness, when I'm going to complete this? That kind of a feeling, if you get, that is not your passion. If you forget, and if you get into the web, and if you keep on having curiosity and your creativity gets triggered, that is your passion. And very rarely, passion and career can be merged together. Why Dr. S.P. Balasubramaniam is so successful? Because his career and passion both are same. Why Sachin Tendulkar is so successful? His career and passion is merged together. Do you think that if both the things can be merged together and you can be successful? No. As Madhumati said, it needs to be merged with hard work too. Do you know that to reach those heights, when you are young, as a boy, you might be having so many funny times. You might be going to mall, you might be going to your friends' birthdays, you might be going to do so many things what you like to do, but maybe alone, Sachin Tendulkar with a bat and ball might be practicing day and night. Do you know that? Do you know that? When a singer becomes very famous, when he starts earning money, and he would have spent all his childhood where all others are doing what they want, sitting before a TV and eating junk and watching the cricket match, but they might be doing something else. What is their passion? What is their career? They might be putting brick by brick and laying foundation to that with their hard work. Don't forget, nothing can replace it. I don't say that you always do only the career crafting or career oriented things, but everything you can connect the dots. Whatever you are doing, connect it with your passion, connect it with your career. You can even connect biotechnology and Mars. I can connect microbiology and Mars. I can connect food and Venus. I can connect anything, everything. In Defense Research Laboratory, you know that food scientists are working tirelessly to give out a food which is useful to the soldiers, where it is cow-packed food and it should not get spoiled, but they should get quick energy. Who will do this? It is not the soldiers who will fight at the border will be doing this. At the back end, food scientists will be working. What is the connection between defense and food? There is. For every place, biotechnology can be connected to everything, anything. Microbiology can be connected to everything, anything. Any science or any subject, including history, architecture, whatever it is, can be connected to everything, anything. Connect it to your passion and try to have strong fundamentals. What is said is try to have strong fundamentals. Enjoy what you do. Career should be your choice. It should not be a chance because my neighbor has taken, because my mother told me to take biotechnology, because Dr. Madhumati or Dr. Srinath told that there are options, there are plenty of options. That is why I'm taking this subject, even I don't like it. No, it should not be there like that. But you should pick up your career as a choice. That should be your choice. Who is the most successful person? Can you quickly type in the chat box? Whom do you think that he's the most successful person? Okay. People are, someone is typing that a successful person is a person, and they're defining what is a successful person. If you name one person like Professor Abdul Kalam, Dr. Abdul Kalam, yeah, Meghana typed Abdul Kalam sir. Why he is so successful? If you touch, he is passionate. From his childhood, when he is seeing up into the sky, he wants to do something which is related to that. If he sees flying an aeroplane, he wants to do something related to that. That is what made him successful. More than a successful, he is the happiest person. Have you seen the kind of satisfaction which is there in Dr. Abdul Kalam sir? That is because his passion and his career, his thing, everything is being merged together. When you are crafting your career, please do your SWOT analysis. So what is SWOT? Strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat analysis. What is your strength? Everybody will have one strength. I have wonderful handwriting. It is my strength. I can sit hours together. It is my strength. I can think very creatively, but I cannot concentrate on one particular thing. That is your weakness, and there is a strength and weakness together. And what is the opportunity for this? And what is a threat? What is a threat? Postponement. You might be having an habit of postponing the things. That might be the threat. You please do your independent SWOT analysis, and you can contact us and you can talk to us regarding this SWOT analysis. If you're having any doubt, we can give you one-to-one career guidance and career counseling, and even personality counseling, whether you are a Padma Shri student or not. That we can fix up some time. And yes, one who made their dream come true is a successful person. First, you should dream. For this, you should dream, Savit. Definitely, don't be scared to dream. Dream. And your dreams, at least you should aim to a major, then you will become a soldier. If you are scared even to dream, it is very difficult to achieve the target, what it is being given. Now, in this era of what are the challenges and opportunities? Maybe I will wind up quickly, another 5 to 10 minutes. I just don't want to take more time. See, overcoming the current educational systems, without talking about everything in this particular slide, every challenge has got an opportunity by the side of it. I'll take example of COVID-19. When COVID-19 has stuck in China, at that time, everybody is thinking that it will be like one more Ebola, it will be like one more another disease, and it may come and go. Very few people have really thought this is an opportunity, we should use it. People used it. IT sector used it. Pharma sector used it. And there are many people overnight, 138 crore people need to be vaccinated. Think about the number of microbiologists required, number of biotechnologists required, number of molecular biologists required, number of nurses required, number of physiotherapists required, number of volunteers required, number of people, data analysis people required. So much, sky is the limit. Instead of cursing the situation, sitting and thinking about that situation and idling and wasting. And everybody should think about an opportunity. There are housewives who started cooking at home and sending it to the people who are there in quarantine. They made their day. There are people, overnight garment people started stitching masks, cotton masks for 138 crore people. Masks are required. Think about the opportunity. Suddenly, engineers have come out. There are many short-term welding people have come out with foot-operated dispensers. Within first month, second month, you got it. There are so many apps, so many opportunities. People have used it. Our own students, I'm very happy to say that our own nutrition and dietetics students have started online counseling, online nutrition counseling for COVID-19 people. They offered it free of cost also. And you can even charge them if somebody can afford it. That is what every challenge has got an opportunity. You need a huge demand for skilled manpower. Don't think that the global economy is down and that is down. It is in your hands, which you can make it grow, which you can make it further go. When necessity is the mother of the invention, creativity is the father of the success. You need to have these two things. Necessity will make you think, and creativity should be there for a successful invention. If you just think about an invention, if you don't have creativity and curiosity, it is not going to become a successful invention. What is expected? I just see. I don't want to discuss about these things and see this cartoon which is there. When you apply for a job, what do they expect? They say that they have given all the parts of the chair and they say that you make your chair and sit there. That's what they expect. Multitasking, and you should be ready to whatever you are asked for to do. That's what they expect. In any company, your attitude is very important. What you are pursuing is important, but your attitude is much more important. Your other skills are much more important. Soft skills are 100% more important. When you are asked to do a PowerPoint presentation, if you cannot operate a system, if you want to do a statistical analysis and give the statistical answers, if you don't know how to use the statistical tool in Excel sheet, whatever may the subject is, it is biotechnology, microbiology, biochemistry, whatever it is, you need to have. And you need to have proof of the things what you have done that will make your publications. And do internships, do projects. Don't get away with that. You can sit at home and do projects. There are so many survey projects available. Teachers are there to guide you, and we guide anybody. It is not only Padma Shri students, anybody. If a PU student is there who is listening to my talk, please pick up a subject, whichever is interested to you. For example, you want to join in design. Try to do the designs. As soon as you get up, you will have so many problems in your house. Think about the design, which can make you, and be in that. Keep on doing in that, solving the problems in day-to-day life, simple solutions. That's how you have to increase your capability before entering into the course and increase your passion. Out of box thinking is which is required. You just mug it up and just definitions, mug it up and go. No applications. Applications are very, 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 very important. If you start with applications, you can enjoy studying. Then it will not be a rote learning. Don't study for your examinations. Study for your career. Learn for your career. Improve your knowledge for that. And it should be practical based learning. You have to do it. You have to be very realistic. Whenever I ask some students to send an idea, they will send such an idea that it is impossible to work out. It may be 10 PhD ideas together. Put it in a single line. That means you are not realistic. You should have realistic, practical based thought process. Attend science forums, debates, seminars, whoever. A lot of webinars are going on. Please attend and participate. Everywhere there is something to learn. Don't think that my data will get over. I should not attend to this. It is, you can enjoy doing that once you get involved into that, and do it. And mentorship is very, very, very important. Don't leave the hand of your mentor at any point of time. Even today, I'm in touch with my mentors whom have mentored me 25 years back. Even today, with a single phone call, I can talk to them. And we wrote books together after so many years. What you should do? You should do job-oriented add-on courses. Improve your skills. Go to industries. See what they are doing. And we have arranged virtual industry visits also. Please attend to all those things. Ask them, question them, question them. As Dr. Srinath said, there will not be any stupid question. There may be a stupid answer. So ask questions to yourself and to the experts. They'll be happy to answer you. This, I just don't want to bother you much, but few industries where you can work. This, Dr. Srinath and Madhumati covered everything, but there are only few industries I have mentioned. In all these industries, you can work. Don't think that you are not suitable to poultry. You are suitable. You need to know how you can connect the dots. How you should know how you can use your skills in fisheries. You can use your skills in perfumery. You can use your skills in paint and textile industry. I can give hundreds of examples. Textile industry is looking for natural dyes. Food industry is looking for natural preservatives. Food industry is looking for a biochemist. Food industry is looking for a biotechnologist. So you need to just connect the dots and improve your skills. And these are all the value chain, wherever you can work. You can work in the raw material companies, isolation and purification companies, formulation companies, product designs and development. You can work anywhere down the lane, from starting from just raw material procurement, a trading company, to end consumer distribution company. These are all the courses which are there in our website. You can look into these courses. Wonderful journey we had from 1994 to 2021, and we have used all the online platforms and doing wonderfully even in this toughest situation. What are the skills required? I already told you. More than that, you need commitment, you need regularity, you need involvement, belongingness, owning whatever you are doing. Please own that. It is your own brand. The college where you are studying is your brand. Can you take out the name of the college from your mark list? Till the end of your life, that will be there. So increasing the brand value is in your hands. It is not in the teacher hand. It is not in the management hand. It is not anybody's hand. It is in your hands. Increase the brand value by commitment, by involvement, by owning, and by positive thinking. These are three pictures which I have shown are my favorite pictures. These pictures were there in my laboratory when I am doing my PhD. I have seen as a State Bank advertisement. From that time, I carry these three images. You need to have a keen sight like eagle. How eagle picks up a snake or a rat flying so high. Its vision is so keen. You should have that vision. And you should have the fastness of the cheetah to achieve what you want. Be swift, otherwise somebody else will grab the opportunity. You have to be very swift in grabbing your opportunity. And teamwork, like ants. You should have consistent teamwork. You have to always be the part of the team wherever you go, whichever subject you take. I'm not telling you what subject you have to take. You may become engineer or a doctor or a scientist or a marketing person, whoever so you are. You follow these three success principles, then you can be a very, very successful person. I wish you got this, and keep these three images in your mind always. What is the success mantra? The final success mantra is do what you love. That is your career. Love what you do. That should be your job. If this mantra is followed, you will be a very, very successful person, which the question what I posted in the beginning, many people have answered, but in a similar way, my own way of looking at it is a successful person is the person who does what he loves and who loves what he does. My dear participants, with this, I wish you all the success. There are many courses. You need not think about becoming only an engineer or a doctor. Even in engineering, there are many streams. Even in medicine, paramedical, there are hundreds of streams. We can take up only those sessions later in local languages. If anybody wishes to have our talks or our guidance to the students, we used to go to different places like Sirsi and other places. I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Anil Hegde from Arts and Science College from Sirsi. He made some of his students to join this program, and Mr. Hitendra Naik sir from BRICS Academy, who also made his students to join this program, which should be helpful. They are PU students. They are a little confused. They don't know what they have to take. And always we will guide them to write a JEE entrance, to write them NEET entrance, to write them a CET, to write all this. If I don't get CET, then I will think about it. In these lines we put forward, instead of that, let us guide them. There are hundreds of opportunities, thousands of opportunities. Every opportunity has got a place, even in the post-COVID era. There are certain industries completely shut down. Life may not go back like before 2020 March. It will settle down somewhere in between. It has come down now. It will settle down somewhere in between. You should get used to this new normal, and you should learn to live with it, and you should make your career which is suitable, whatever come may, and which is suitable to earn your bread. With this, I thank all of you for listening so patiently. And I thank all the participants who have really triggered my thought process while posting so many questions. I think I have answered most of the questions, and some of the questions we will take it up now because Dr. Madhumati and Dr. Srinath sir is there on the board. We will take some questions. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It was literally a motivating and an enlightening talk. It's always an immense pleasure to listen to you for your expertise, knowledge, and experience. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Now, open to discussion. There are certain questions. We can take some questions, and at the same time, we can have a panel discussion too for 5 minutes.
Yes, ma'am. There is a question from the student. Like, how can we know that a student is completely ready for a job after completed their academic course?
Sir or Madhumati, anyone wants to take up that question? Can you please repeat the question, Nidra?
How can we know that a student is completely ready for a job after completed their academic course?
That's where interviews and the written examinations have been conducted by the industries and even government and all that. It is from the employer perspective, they will have their own ways of knowing it, whether the student is ready for the job or not. If they are not ready for the job, they'll be given training. Any industry, there will be training period and probationary period, and then only confirmation will happen. But what I suggest is, Srinath sir, you can suggest, or Madhumati, you can suggest.
Yeah, what I would say is, yeah, thank you, sir. So what I would suggest here is, as a fresher, when you're just coming out of the academic institute, I don't think you're ever ready for the job. As Dr. Anuradha just now mentioned that you will be given a training, but what you should understand from your end is whether you are going to see when you apply for the job itself, you would have known the job profile. So what I suggest is go through the company website, read through the different opportunities that company will provide you, and will that interest you. Does that interest you? If it doesn't interest you, I don't think you can even go forward to that. But don't worry about getting ready for the job. That if you have answered the right questions that are asked by the interview panel, which will not be very these all will be the fundamental questions. So if you have taken your graduation and post-graduation seriously, and if you have learned everything, you will be very easily able to answer these fundamental questions, and then the company will make you job ready. They will train you for what field that they would want you to work, and from there you can start. So I think your job is mainly to understand and learn all the fundamentals and basics very well.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you
Nagavati.
so much,
Just to
ma'am.
add from my side, see, there are, again, one is a short term and one is a long term. Unfortunately, in India, we do not have the academia and industry collaboration very strong like what we have in the other countries. And in most of the universities, like say, for example, our own company in US, we work very closely with MIT. And we work very closely with a few other universities to develop some of our product. What does that mean? That we give some of our toughest problems to these institutes for them to be working on a collaborative method. Here we are trying to work with RV College on the chemical engineering and establish a extension, especially on the green chemistry, because there are alternative chemistry products which we can bring in, which is less harmful to the environment. So just in a nutshell, for the short term, what we need to be doing is, first is you need to decide what is your passion. Based on the passion, now you need to go and approach an industry for an internship, because you will never be ready for the kind of industry where you will be hired for. Internship is a bridge course where you will learn about that particular role in that particular company for almost 6 months to a year. And in fact, we will rotate our employees in different departments just to give them an idea or as a flair, what are the different departments, what are the different kind of work, what is going to happen, and what motivates you. And at the end of the internship, we conduct tests, and we look at what is your learning curve and which are the topics which you are strong, because we rotate you probably 2 months to 3 months in every department, which are crucial. And then at the end, we conduct tests. Whatever you are passionate about, it shows up very well, even in your tests, and you will score well. And based on that, probably you may have to start your journey. That is one way of looking at it, so that you will be successful. The organization where they hire you will be successful. And internship is the best method to start with, because normally most of the industries do that. Every year we hire approximately around 150 to 200 interns and train them extensively to make them ready for the industry. Most of them we hire, and a few who will not be able to fit into any of these. Probably those are the few employees where probably we will probably let them go with a certificate, and definitely we pay during this internship also. So this is a short term, but Dr. Anuradha, one of the point here is, I know that you have some DBT and DST projects. One of the way is to have more and more such projects and labs and industry collaboration, and then probably bring in this industry academia partnership probably a little stronger, and have a few labs so that the students will get at least some basic idea, because everybody will not be having an opportunity to work with some or the other industry. So that gives them a very clear idea what should be the direction for them to be working. So yeah.
Yes, thank you. Adding to this, yes, definitely we do that. We have tie-ups and MOUs with so many industries, and we are training the students and placing them for internship. Even during this pandemic, yesterday also I received that there are 6 people required in one of the herbal industry, and there were more than 7 people required in molecular biology of a diagnostic center. They are very clearly mentioned that you will not be in touch with any COVID patient. You will be given with some other job, and we will train you first. But very few students are coming forward to do these jobs. Maybe due to pandemic, they're stuck in their native places. That might be one reason. But still, now, especially during this time, I got 7 students requirement in Manipal hospitals, and 7 many. They're just telling, if they know molecular biology, that is enough. We will train them. They are training. We can, yeah. These are the areas where we cannot live without food. We cannot live without health. And the other one is hope, which IT industries give. Food industry is giving, and health need to be taken care, and allied in the segments like IT industry, which made us to connect. Earlier, before this pandemic, many times so many requests for webinars used to come, we never used to attend. Now it has become order of the day. No one wants to travel. Even if I call Srinath sir or Madhumati to come to campus and give a talk, I'm surely they will ask for an option. Is it possible? Can we join online? Because physical traveling and meeting across the globe, we could able to bring people internationally reputed scientists also to this platform. COVID made us to get adapted to this new situation, and we need to really get trained in the industry, as sir said during the internship. You have all of you have been encouraged for the internship. Please get a train during the internship so that your training period in the industry can be cut short and you are exposed to the industry where you can prove yourself. First of all, you need to get an opportunity to prove yourself. That opportunity will be provided by the internships. Thank you. There is another question. Maybe you can take questions, Netra.
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, they're asking like, what are the exams to be taken to enter FSSAI and DRDO to enter into such institution?
Yes. See, FSSAI website is there. They hired more than 500 people during the pandemic. You have now they have come out with very huge ambition of making all the street vendors. Even I want to tell you an interesting thing here. Food streets, they want to train them. For that model, our VV Puram food street has been selected all over India to give training to the street vendors to maintain food health, hygiene, and safety practices. One from Bombay, other one from Bangalore, VV Puram food street. And there are so many, they keep on advertising, even for internships also. FSSI takes interns and FSSI advertisers, and even Food Corporation of India is advertising. You have to look into their websites. When they advertise, they have given the syllabus, they will tell how the examination pattern, everything they will get, they would have given. You have to take it up, those examinations. Yes, Netra, next question.
Yeah, ma'am.
Just to add there, not just DRDO, I think DFRL has, this 11 to 12 months courses. They train people very well. I know a person, my contemporary, who couldn't do her post-graduation for some reason, but she took up DFRL course after her BSc graduation. And then now she is in one of the topmost company, in a very high position as a regulatory affair officer. And this DFRL course is what allowed her to choose that career path. She got into the best of the food industries, that is ITC, and then she moved from there to various different food companies, and now she's doing wonderful. So it's just the way that that particular 11 months course. Of course, she did her master course on an online, some what do you call the distant education. She finished her, she took her masters that allows growth within the companies. Your higher education is always helpful, but the entry of the industry, that 11 months course is what helped, and that is a very, very hands-on course. It's a wonderful course. I think people should consider that course as well. Now the way and the they perform, there may be more opportunities. I'm talking about something like 15 years back. So now DFRL must have come up with more courses like that. You guys can explore that options as well.
Yeah, adding to this, Dr. Madhumati, I'll just quickly tell that, see, if you are interested in intellectual property right, DST Women Scientist C program, where 11 months training will be given with a stipend of 30,000 rupees to 25,000 rupees in the industry training. There is an intellectual property rights for biotechnology and course. It is weekend program. If you can attend the classes in National Law School, see, a degree from National Law School will definitely fetch you something. They conduct examination, and attending classes is not compulsory. It is a correspondence program. But if you want to attend, you can attend weekends. Otherwise, 3 days before exam, they just brush it up. The exam is tough. It is not just enroll and take the degree. It is tough. But I suggest you people to go ahead with such courses like interdisciplinary, where you can get into industry very easily, and branded ones, including IITs, IIMs. They are giving so many courses like this where you can do these programs like Coursera. There are so many programs across. Only thing is you have to identify which will add value to your degree and to do that program.
Yeah, somebody asked, I think Coursera, is it valid? I was just glancing through the questions. One of the person asked if Coursera is valid, whether they consider that in the interview. Any course is valid. Definitely Coursera courses are having a very good opinion. However, when we ask questions, if you're not able to answer in those lines, those courses are of no use. So if you learn something, you need to know that well. So that's what I would like to add here.
Yeah, it is more of adding value to your skills and
True.
adding value to your
Yeah.
knowledge rather than
Yes.
having a certificate and showing it in
Exactly.
the interview.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what matters. Even your
Yeah.
friend, what you are talking about in DFRL.
Yes.
Because of her interest, and that is
Exactly.
being showcased
Yeah.
there, and she
Yeah.
improved knowledge.
Yes, definitely. Learned a lot, improved herself and empowered herself. So she's a big role model to me. So like that, you guys can, think the path may be
Here
anything.
we have examples like Dr. Srinath, who is an MBA graduate, and he talks more science
There you go.
more than anybody else here.
Yeah.
And I did my MSc botany. I can talk completely about nutrition. It is my MSc botany and plant tissue culture specialization. Hardly I speak about plant tissue culture anyway. It is the nutraceuticals and other things.
Yeah.
It is your interest and the passion will make you to get into the subject in depth.
Yeah. Certificates may shortlist you for the interviews. That benefit is definitely there, but after that, the success is only depending upon your knowledge.
Thank you, ma'am. So the next question is, what are the courses to be pursued after MSc Microbiology to enter into research field?
After what? After
MSc Microbiology.
MSc Microbiology, ma'am.
You can do immunology, you can do virology, you can do anything. Agriculture microbiology will make you an agriculture scientist. Food microbiology, probiotics will make you a food scientist. You can get into immunology and you can do medical microbiology and you can become a diagnostic scientist. It depends upon your interest. And microbial world will give you scope for anything, everything on this earth, starting from vaccine production to developing a flavor or a perfume from microbes to composting. Everything. It is up to you which area you have to choose for your interest.
Thank you, ma'am. The next question is is there some research works which requires some of experienced person like 2 years? Is it possible that we can get into those trained certified courses while doing our MSc?
Can you repeat the question, Netra?
Ma'am, the question is there's some research works which requires experienced person. So research work requires experienced person. So they ask for the experienced person only always. So the student is asking, is it possible to do courses like which gain the research experience during their studies only? Is it possible for them
courses,
to do?
You have to pick up some project topics, small project type topics along with your mentor, work and publish. That is the proof that you have an experience in research. Without publication, no one will believe you if you take a certificate that they are trained in research. You need to, while studying only, you have to do that.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, there is a direct question. Is BSc or like BTech food industry, food technology course available in PIMS?
I answered this question after Dr. Srinath's talk.
Okay, ma'am. Again, they asked me. There's another question. What are the short-term courses they can do after the bachelor's in food processing?
See, there are so many short-term courses advertised by CFTRI, Mysore and DFRL also. At the same time, we do conduct some fast track and FSSI programs. You can pick up some programs from that and do your courses, HSCCP and fast track programs, where we are conducting in our institution. You can pick up such programs.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. There is a question to sir. After BSc in microbiology and biotechnology, what are the job options available?
Srinath sir, please repeat the question, Netra.
Ma'am, after pursuing BSc in microbiology and biotechnology, what are the job options available, ma'am? So that is a question.
So I explained that there are so many job opportunities which was listed, which I shared during my presentation. So it depends on your interest, because both are open topics, and there is further so much which you will be able to do beyond that. So what interests you is something which is important than job opportunities, because job opportunities are immense. Just now, Dr. Anuradha was speaking about, I'm a mechanical engineer followed by IIM graduate. The passion for science is something where I started my career and worked in the technical services, or else in as an application specialist in the organization, which we need a cross-functional expertise in chemical engineering, in mechanical, in electrical, probably, and in biology and biotechnology, because we work with customers both in the food industry, because whether it be Coke, Pepsi. In fact, I was a trainer for Coke for many, many years in their entire quality assurance. When they started in India, all their bottling plants, both Pepsi and Coke, we were their internal trainers. And we used to conduct trainings to them. And we used to do a trial for the entire DPT vaccine in scaling up, because earlier DPT vaccine, they used to use different technologies for separation of the virus and the vaccine. Over a period of time, again, we changed the entire technology itself. And I worked with UNICEF, and the UNICEF then director, John Gilmartin, was here in Pasteur Institute along with me for 1 week. I was working in a cold room. So the point here is what, again, you can fine tune when once you get into the industry, what really motivates you, because the stream can be mechanical, electrical, automation, then again, a combination of chemical, microbiology, as well as biotechnology. So what really motivates you? So based on that, when once you get into an industry, there are ample opportunities. Only thing is you need to keep your eyes and ears open, and you need to start progressing towards that. Otherwise, probably we all will be stuck, and there will be an entry point, and you will be stuck at the entry point. Entry point is just to get into an industry with some knowledge where you will be able to probably contribute to the organization and to the society through that. But over a period of time, what motivates you and where you have a passion is what you need to be following your passion. And that is where, again, I keep telling that there are enough opportunities, because it's a very open topic, both the subjects, what you mentioned. In fact, if you have been closely listening to both Dr. Madhumati as well as your principal, you must have, Dr. Anuradha, you must have understood that there are so many opportunities. Today, the students, what you should understand is, look at what is your passion at the PU level. Is it botany? Is it zoology? Is it biotechnology? What is that? So if you start holding that and start climbing on that, and probably honing your skills from there, then year on year, probably you will understand and you will move forward. Let me explain it to you. I know, again, I don't want to name a person who is a sound engineer, and he has a few Oscar awards in his name for his work, what he has done. And he has a few patents which he has sold subsequently to Kodak. And he's on the board of Biocon. For somebody to be on a board of Biocon, which is a sound engineer, can you imagine? It's purely because of the passion. And he has set up multiple industries in the biotechnology area, and he has sold that to multi-million dollars, both in US and India. He has won multiple Oscar awards because of the sound. And he has also so many patents, and whatever the patents what he had, a few patents what he sold for millions of dollars to Kodak and a few other companies, which is completely different from sound what he was mastering. And he was on the board of Biocon, so you can imagine the widespread knowledge. And that is something which is important, because the entry point is something where which gives you an understanding about an organization or else an industry. What you learn through your academia is some of the foundation or basics. And from there, it's your interest how you can claim beyond and how will you move forward in your career path.
Exactly, exactly. Whatever I have studied in my MSc Botany, nothing I used it when I joined Reddy's. It is a company which is dealing with mostly chemical processing. If you have to convince them about the natural products and their importance, it is very, very tough. There we started connecting the dots. They asked me, Anuradha, why can't you head animal cell culture laboratory? Plant science person, within 3 years, heading an animal cell culture laboratory. I said, no, I cannot do it. Then they said, you can. It is a cell is a cell is a cell, right? You are good in plant cell culture. Why can't you do it in animal cell? See, my basic zoology knowledge would have helped me, but I got another opportunity in nutraceutical company, so I just switched over to that. But what I say is interdisciplinary knowledge and your interest. And getting, I know a person who is a physics person now who is doing aquaponics and hydroponics and exporting, selling left, right, and center. I know another engineer who is into nutrition. He is also making companies, nutraceutical companies, selling it, and again doing another company and doing it. It is finally there are many software engineers who converted themselves into event managers. They came and now they are event managers, and they went to their native and they are doing agriculture. They are giving their best. It is not that their engineering knowledge didn't help them out. It helped them out. Being disciplined, being organized, finding the connections, connecting the dots, everything will help you if you do your education in a right way, in a passionate. Exactly, I do agree with Dr. Srinath regarding what he said is wonderful example of Biocon board of the director are on board, who did his sound engineering and entered into a hardcore life science company like Biocon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. There is one more question. Like they're asking info about the medical decoder career after like PG degree.
Sir, you want to take this question?
There are a couple of things. Now, especially India being the hub, I do not know how many of you are following. In fact, Manipal has a separate wing, Manipal Hospitals, only for the international visitors coming in, because the health industry is booming in India because of the cost of health overseas, and also the kind of education or else the kind of doctors we have. So that is one part. The medical decoders is especially from different countries. They send those documents because still, if you need to see a doctor either in Europe, especially in Germany or else in US, US it is a little more easier than Europe. You need to wait, and unless until it is absolutely critical, you will not be able to jump the line and get into a doctor. So having said that, what they do is they offload some of the things which can be done. Say, for example, the entire radiology. The entire radiology part is offloaded to most of the companies in India to decode the entire thing and write what exactly is their findings and send it back. So there are opportunities in every field. Again, I repeat, only thing is now you need to have an eye for your interest and then move on. I just give one example. There are multiple examples on that, but there are somebody who can even decode the prescription and look at it and what are the alternatives. So every company drives in that direction. So there are multiple opportunities. If you get into an organization, I do not know what you see is only the front end, but the number of layers and the number of departments what every organization has is immense. And it all depends on, because an organization needs that. because what you see is only the front end. Even just for one pharma product to be coming in, I don't know what your understanding is, how many departments in a typical pharmaceutical industry, or else a pharma industry, or else a biotech industry, or else a biopharmaceutical industry is something which is amazing, even within the R&D, or else even within the regulatory affairs, because regulatory affairs is only one part, as I told you. But if you get into it, the sub layers within that are so many. So it all depends on your expertise, where you want to really nurture your skills and be something which you are known of. One thing what again each one of us are highlighting at this point of time is don't be a mediocre in whatever you are doing. Try to excel in something where you will be known and where you will be able to move forward. Because if you are a mediocre, you can only go up to a certain level. If you want to excel, you need to hone your skills, and you need to be probably one among maybe 1 million. Because if you want to be a mediocre, there are so many. See, today our software industry in India, unfortunate state is we hire a lot of mediocres. Because fresh from the college, no matter which college you graduate, you will be hired and they will be doing a coding. Many times it's unfortunate that it is such a simple job where even a PU or else a 10th pass can be doing it. But we hire engineers because they are available in abundance. Are you made for that? Please ask, because is it 1 square meal and probably a little more money for pocket money for you, or else for you to progress in your skills with 5 or 7 lakhs per year is what you're looking for, or else you want to do something which is where you leave your footprint and where you will follow your passion. These are completely different things. So today, my sincere advice to all the students is don't even attempt to be mediocres, because you are all at the entry point. If you just want to get into a job, even with PU, you will be able to get a job, because there are jobs. Today, Danzo has, or else any of these companies, just a PU is good enough for you. Or else the back office, just a PO is good enough. But what you wanted to do is, because the opportunities are immense, the country is progressing, the world is progressing, city is progressing, your other peers are progressing. And if you are not progressive, you will be left behind. And then tomorrow there will be a regret, which you will not be able to go back. Because at that time it is irreversible. The point is, today as students, only one focus is follow your passion. That's why I started my entire message with passion. Passion and curiosity are two things which will take you leaps and bounds. And if you do not have both, probably you will be a mediocre and you will survive. Like, because the country has crores and crores of people. Has everybody excelled? Obviously not. And again, that is one of the reasons why I keep telling that unfortunate part is in India, we do not have the kind of R&D what other countries has. And they come up with really, because why iPhones? Because most of you must be using iPhones. Why iPhone is a differentiating factor? I just gave you one example. Why, if you see most of the R&D Indians go and join those companies, Google today, even in US, most of them are still Indians. We go and we work in the R&D over there. But the point is, these are the cream of the people who decided their destiny when they were in class 10 or class 12. They were not made when they were probably when they graduated or else plus 2, because it's progressive and it's something which you need to be start imbibing at this point of time, and you cannot induce later in your career. So be very clear, especially for students, this is something very important.
Thank you very
I
much.
know, adding to this, I know one person who wants to take up government job only, who wants to be in central government job only. He started applying for every damn thing. Now he's in DST. You know, when I met him, how come from Bangalore, very hardcore Girinagar area to you landed up in Delhi? Then he said, when I was in my graduation, I decided, and his future aim is to become a vice chancellor to a university. See, they have a dream, and they will try to fulfill the dream and try in various ways. They'll have so many strategies. My dear students, most of you, if you decide that you want to go for a holiday, for a movie, how many strategies you plan? You plan so many, isn't it? Whom to take, and which ticket you have to buy, and whether to book internet through internet or to send someone. All these are all strategies just for a single movie. When it comes to your life, why don't you plan the strategy and try to achieve that? It need not be a very great become Prime Minister of India. I don't say that. You need to have that career goal at very young stage and try to acquire every skill will be useful. It may not be related, but everything is useful when you acquire that in the process of achieving your goal. Thanks to Srinath sir, he has really opened eyes of many of us.
So I
Netra,
need to step out now. So
yeah,
with your kind
we'll also
permission,
end up, sir. And if there are any other questions, we will directly send it to
Yeah.
you, and we will send to even Madhumati.
Yeah. Any specific questions, we'll be happy
Yeah.
to take. We'll
Yeah.
message you
Yeah,
back.
we will send, and we will wind off here. Thank you, Srinath sir. Thank you, Dr. Madhumati, for
Thank you so
your
much.
participation, active participation. I need to underline that, and with all the interest and passion, with all the passion, interest, and curiosity to know the young minds. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thanks for the
thank you
opportunity
all,
again.
and
Yeah.
have a wonderful day and
Yeah.
successful career. That is what I wish all the students who is participating, and good luck. And if there are any questions, go to Dr. Anuradha, and if there whatever we will be able to help as industry between Dr. Madhumati and myself, we will try to answer as much as possible and see to it that ultimately it will be useful to you. Thank you once again. Thank you, Dr. Anuradha, and nice having this session with you, Dr. Madhumati. Bye.
Same here, sir. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Anuradha, for creating this opportunity. It definitely builds network. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
All the best. Yeah. All the best. Thank you. See you.
Thank you, everyone, for the questions. I mean to say for answering all the questions. Thank you again. Feedback link is being posted in the chat box. I request all the participants to give your valuable feedback. Ma'am, can I conclude?
Yes, please go ahead, Netra. Let you conclude.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah. It's now time to conclude. I would like to thank one and all, without whom this event wouldn't have been successful. I, behalf of Padma Shri Institute of Management and Sciences, thank our Managing Trustee, Shri Nayanappa sir, our Chairman, Shri Satish sir, our Director, Professor Shenoy sir, and our beloved Principal Ma'am, Dr. Anuradha M., our eminent guest speakers for the day, Mr. Srinath, Dr. Madhumati. A special thanks to Mr. Hitendra Nayak and Mr. Anil Hegde for their kind support. I also thank our organizing team, Dr. Indu ma'am, Dr. Shada ma'am, Mrs. Subbulakshmi, and Ms. Sahana. I thank all the faculty members and dear friends and all the participants. Thank you one and all for joining this webinar. Happy weekend. Meet you in the next webinar.
We can,
Thank you all.
if we can have a group photo, if all of you can switch on your videos, whoever are there online, please switch on your videos. We will take a snapshot. All of you. There are 180 participants. Whoever can switch on their video, please switch on your video so that we can take an image. Shubha, please take an image. Yeah, take the gallery picture, Shubha. You can move on to each thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. After you are done, you should tell us.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Please switch on your videos.
Done, ma'am.
Done? Okay. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Satish sir. You are there till the end of the program. And I thank all the organizers and all the participants for your active participation. And we are there. You can reach us through my mail or through my telephone. I can pass on the questions to even Dr. Madhumati or Dr. Srinath, and we ourselves can answer your questions. Even one-to-one counseling and guidance is also possible. My telephone number is 9902863900. You can get into our website www.pims.org.in. There my telephone number and my email ID is there. If you need any guidance, please feel free to talk to us. Thank you.